This week on Shot to the Heart, it's day 4, and we're heading back to the Physicians Premier Old West for a good old Texas shootout. In this test of speed and accuracy, our sharply dressed contestants will try their hands at some classic revolvers and lever-action rifles. The targets will ring, the bottles will burst, and the tannerite will blow sky high. On this hot Texas day, they'll need ice water in their veins if they want to tame this Wild West competition. Shot to the Heart starts right now. It's day 4 of Shot to the Heart, and we've got a hot one for you today. We're headed to the Old West, and it's time for our contestants to pull on their boots and get to work. Let's check in with Eugene as he introduces the couples to this classic challenge.
Welcome to day 4, Cowboy Old Western Town. Now today, you're gonna be shooting some old-fashioned revolvers and rifles. Are you guys ready for that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let the announcer tell us what it's all about.
In this challenge, the team will start at the outdoor edge station. On the start signal, the first team member will use a lever-action rifle against 6 hog targets. Then they'll move on to the boot barn stage, where the second team member will use an 1873 revolver against an array of 6 red cowboy targets. After that, they'll move on to the Physicians Premier stage, using a classic revolver against another bank of cowboy targets. Then it's on to the Dripping Springs Texas Vodka Saloon, where they'll use another 1873 revolver against a bank of 5 Dripping Springs vodka bottles. Finally, we'll end at the Commerce National Bank, where both team members get up to 2 shots at the tannerite target with a lever-action revolver. Blow the tannerite up and get a 10-second time deduction bonus. 5-second penalties will be added for each missed target and procedural errors. The team with the fastest time is the winner.
All right, Neil and Nina, you're up first. The rest of you, step off, and we will get to you next.
Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Tannerite, C-Force, Academy Sports, Maglite, Tom Light Chevrolet. Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Vortex, Sawyer, Polaris Fun Center, Physicians Premier, Surgeon. First up is Neil and Nina from Team C-Force.
Good job, baby. All right, let's go.
Take your time.
Nice. One more. Over there. Good job.
Take your time. There you go. That's it, isn't it?
Yep.
On the side. Yeah.
Set the gun back down. Step back.
Okay.
Mike.
Next up is John and Kelly from Team SIG.
Stand by.
Let it work. Get the thumb down. Good shot. Shoot near, shoot near. You're shooting left. There you go, shoot that one. Ground it, ground it.
Come on, baby.
Ground it.
Just high.
Yup.
Woo!
Unload. Just and set it down.
On the barrel?
Yes, please on the barrel. And just keep going. That should be it. Set it down.
Okay.
Step back. Celebrate.
Good job.
All right.
Finally, it's Glenn and Liz from Team Tannerite.
Stand by.
Yeah.
I'm the dirtiest Harry. Go, 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 go.
Smooth and slow.
Sorry. Good for the last one.
Go, Glenn. Do that 10 right. Boom. Oh, you got this. Got it. Come on.
Here, just close it. Aim a little high.
Woo! Yeah! Thank you. Awesome.
Nice.
I'm so happy I finally got to do that. Oh man, we gotta get some of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Bucket list.
All right.
That looked like a lot of fun. Did you guys enjoy that?
Yeah.
Well, let's head to Campfire Armory and check out the results.
Okay.
Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Wiley X, True Spec, Pro Shot, Dripping Springs Vodka, Bison Union. Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Champion Firearms, Body Armor, Fat Man Beef Jerky, Liberty Safe, Boot Barn, Double Click Holsters.
We are Physicians Premier Emergency Room. We are a 24-hour, 7 days a week emergency room. We are a full-service ER. We have 15 sites in Texas. We have 5 in Corpus, and we have sites in San Antonio, in Austin, in Clear Lake, Texas, and also in Bryan, Texas. We have board-certified emergency room physicians, well-experienced with experienced nurses. At our site in Bryan, Texas, we have 10+ years on average of emergency medicine experience. We take care of heart attacks, respiratory distress, chest pain, abdominal pain, trauma, lacerations, fractures. We have CAT scans, ultrasounds, x-rays, a full pharmacy, and full labs. We are anything and everything you see in a hospital-based emergency room. We are happy to be associated with Shipman Production. We are happy to serve the community and give patients access to full-service emergency room throughout Texas, and we are happy to be here and help the community.
Welcome back to your 4th Campfire Armory. You guys look great in all that Western wear. Neil, what is that outfit there?
This is an imitation of Clint Eastwood's outfit from the only movie that matters. So I figured if I was going to come out here dressed like a cowboy, I was going to go for the great one because there are no others except for Chuck Norris.
Wise idea. Wise idea. So, Nina, how do you feel being married to a cowboy like that?
So lucky. I'm honored, actually.
John, how did you like shooting those antique-type firearms?
Loved it and grew up. That was my first, it was an imitation of that lever action. So it feels, it's natural. It really is. So it was great to get out there with it.
Kelly, how about you?
The revolvers are something we don't shoot very often at our house, but I love them.
Liz,
Yeah,
tell us about it.
I just recently got my first ever firearm, which was a Model 10 revolver. So I had a little bit of a chance to try shooting a revolver back home, but lever action, I'm usually just doing Henry 22s. So to actually use these firearms was a lot more fun. I had a really good time.
Glenn, a little Band-Aid action going on there? What happened with that?
Yeah, apparently, I don't know, when the beeper went off, my brain turned to mush, and at the end I was like, oh, I'm bleeding, cool.
Well, I'm sure you're excited to know who the winner of this challenge is. And today's winner goes to Neil and Nina.
Yeah!
Good work. It was all you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice job out there.
Thanks.
And today's Heart Bullet, again, good teamwork, smooth, working together, goes to John and Kelly.
Get some.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did it fit?
That's good, that's good.
Mwah. Oh, sorry.
So tomorrow, we got some interesting things planned for you. So you're gonna need to get out of those cowboy outfits because we might have some work for you to do it around the ranch. So you're gonna need all the energy you can get to be ready for tomorrow. So John, lead us out.
So, after day 4, Neil and Nina shot their way to the winning bullet, bringing their total to 2. John and Kelly again had great communication and earned them the Heart Bullet, bringing their total to 2. With Liz and Glenn also sitting on 2 bullets, this game is all tied up, folks. Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Birchwood Casey, Revy, Outdoor Edge, Shoot Steel, Sawyer, Hyperfire. Shot to the Heart is brought to you in part by Techna Ice, Blue Steel Targets, Black Rifle Coffee, Commerce Bank, B&T Industries. Everyone has their own reason for choosing a Maglite flashlight. Maybe your dad kept one in the truck, or you know someone who carried one on the force. It could be that you're looking for the latest LED technology. A USA manufacturer since 1979, every flashlight made by Mag Instrument Inc. represents one man's abiding commitment and to the cause of keeping flashlight industry manufacturing jobs in America. A champion of free enterprise, Anthony Maglica is president of Mag Instrument Inc. and the creator of the Maglite flashlight, now an icon of classic American design. Mag Instrument make flashlights that are carried by thousands of law enforcement officers, emergency responders, military service members, and ordinary people around the world. Whatever reason you have for choosing Maglite, you'll be glad you did.
We're pretty happy.
I'm really happy about winning the challenge.
Yeah, thank God we finally did it, you know? But no, these competitors are really good. Really good. They've invested a lot of time and energy into training.
Yes.
Quite frankly, much more than us. But she's a nurse and I'm a nursing student. We gave it all we got. It's what we could come up with. Normally when I'm shooting a stage, I'm thinking about absolutely nothing. I'm just doing whatever's, you know, in front of me at the time. But this time, because I was properly prepared, I brought the right gear. The only thing I could think was how it was high noon and those desperados / cows / bottles / jar were definitely going to fall by my hand. That's all I could think about.
So Neil is a really big lover of single action revolvers, and we have a few. So we've practiced a lot with those. I really enjoyed shooting the single action revolver at the bottles. It's something that I have actually never done. I don't think we've even done it on cans.
No.
But the bottles, that was really, really fun. I like that a lot. I like the explosion of glass and colored water or whatever that was.
When I went for the Tannerite shot, I braced up. I don't even remember which side of the wall it was, but I braced up like I normally would. I took my breath and I squeezed off, and the puff was so close to the Tannerite that it had knocked the Tannerite over. And the rules of the game specifically stated that if it knocks over and you can no longer see the label, it's a missed target. So in that case, I missed in the absolute worst way possible, and I just decided that rule's a rule. I knew I could see the jar, I knew I could take a follow-up shot at it, but you gotta follow the rules, because if you don't win the clean way, you didn't win at all. It is hotter than you can imagine. It was 107 today. It wasn't comfortable in this outfit, but I stayed pretty cool because looking cool is rule number one. The thing of it is you just got to keep going. Don't think about the heat. Don't think about the discomfort. Just keep going. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Keep a positive attitude on me, and look straight at the front sight.
I thought it was going to take me some time to get acclimated to this weather, and it is taking quite some time, but I've managed to push through and managed to stay in, so I'm really surprised and really happy at the same time that I'm still here. So I'm really enjoying my time.
I was excited to see a lever action. It takes me back to 8 years old for Christmas first firearm, and getting back to that, and as familiar as I think I am with an AR, it's just like going back home to pick that thing up. And then talk about the pistols a little bit.
I like revolver shooting. I actually told him before the challenge ever started and we ever got there, I said, I want the revolver round. When we got there, we both got to shoot revolvers, but I was like, I want the revolvers. Probably my favorite. I have to say that the lever action's a little tougher for me because my arms are significantly shorter than John's. And so when you go to cycle that round through, you got to make sure you push it all the way forward. And I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do that in the heat of the moment and nervous. So I wanted to make sure he did the lever action instead of me.
It's pretty cool watching bottles go too. That was pretty awesome. Getting to shoot that. That was probably the most fun part of that.
It's always exciting to win the Heart Bullet. I feel like we are very supportive. I mean, we've been together for 11 years, which obviously we're the senior of the group as far as the competitors, and we know each other well. I think we play well off of each other. There definitely was strategy going into that about making sure I stayed ahead of him, didn't get in his way. We talked about bullfrogging or leapfrogging back and forth, but over the stages. So we made sure we stayed out of each other's way. John knows I'm a bit of a klutz, so he's making sure he's pointing out stumps and hey, those boots might be slick on that wood, so be careful when you step up there. Don't fall, don't slide into the rail, that type of thing. So we try to point those things out to each other and make sure that we were ready for that.
Yeah, getting over going to so many competitions with her not being able to coach, it's taken a few days to get used to being able to say ground it, it's out and that sort of thing. Because when you're in it and you've got the firearm in your hand, you don't count rounds, you don't realize. And back to the SIG challenge, when it locked through the rear, you're out, grounded, and that sort of thing. So it's great to be able to start to work like that, get used to being able to work together. And now it's just going to be breaking myself when we go to the next 3 gun to not say anything. So, but it's great that we're able to do that. Good learning experience when it comes down to it, to kind of help each other along. I mean, that's what you're doing. So it's great.
So a lot of stuff was going on in my head when we were shooting those old-timey guns. That was awesome. I really like historic firearms, and shooting some single-action revolvers and lever-action rifles is right up my alley. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it all connect. I had a pretty good fumble with the first lever gun, and I have no idea what happened, but I lost a round, so I had to leave one target up, and that was definitely a fumble. I somehow managed to chop my hand, this hand open, yep. Chop that wide open, figure that out at the end. Oops.
Getting to shoot a revolver from 1873 was something really fun, and I don't get to shoot lever action often, and that was pretty cool too. Especially with having a nice big Tannerite boom at the end. We love being Team Tannerite because shooting a lever action at that, such a great time.
Out of all the guns we shot, I'd have to say that the second single action revolver that we shot was my favorite. It had a very light trigger. It was very surprising. The first press that I did on the trigger was like, whoa! That was way lighter than I expected, but I really liked it.
So, in the previous challenge, Glenn got to take the Tannerite shot, and I still had never gotten a chance. I was kind of lucky that he missed his first 2 shots with the lever action, so I actually got my chance to have a big boom, which I was really looking forward to. So, it was good. It was okay that you missed those. I'm not mad.
I guess. Yeah, so I missed my first 2 rounds with the 30-30 on the Tannerite target. I was very disappointed, but I noticed the rounds were impacting on the berm in front of the Tannerite canister. So when I handed off the rifle to Lizzie, I made sure to tell her that aim a little high, it's shooting a little low now. So she was able to connect with the Tannerite, so teamwork.
So it was really, really interesting at the Campfire Armory. Now, all of a sudden, each team has 2 bullets. So now we're kind of wondering, what's the competition going to be like? I think the teams are bonding really well. We're all having such a good time with each other that we're just having a great time on Shot to the Heart.
Yeah, absolutely. All the competition, as we predicted, it was steep, and we tied all up. So I'm not really too surprised. It's gonna be a fight.
Next week on Shot to the Heart, it's day 5 at the Lone Wolf Ranch, and it's the perfect day for the Working the Ranch Challenge. In Part 1, the team will face 4 increasingly difficult shooting stages. But getting to those stages will require teamwork and sweat as they haul the ladder needed for the final explosive shot. In Stage 2, it's a high-octane shootout in the handgun bowl. Grit and determination will decide who wins this one. Next time on Shot to the Heart.
Another fantastic Shipman Agency production.